In this training video, we're going to learn how to use the Acuity scheduling system. The first thing you want to do is you want to, when you're on the main screen of your iPad, you want to click on Safari. You don't want to click the Acuity app. Always click Safari. You will see that the screen will pop up. First thing you're going to look for is the date you're booking for. Most times it'll be for today, but you never know. If you need to change dates, you can just scroll through. And we're going to pick on today. Now, if you pop it up and it looks really large like this, all you need to do is, you saw how I expanded it, you can shrink it the exact same way. So we're going to go in and let's just say a person calls in, they're not here in person, or even if they're here in person and they didn't book a tea time, they want you to book for them. We'll just click on the time. We're going to use 2 o'clock as an example here. And you click on the line right there. First thing you're going to do is you're going to click appointment type when this box pops up for you. And then there are multiple different options. For this case, we're going to use 90 minutes. Then you just need to put in the information of who is booking the appointment. If a person has been here before, they will auto-populate. If not, you just fill in the blanks and hit schedule appointment. The box will pop up. You'll also see that there. And then you just scroll down and you can see there is, I'm going to close that. There is our booking. Now, let's just say that after 90 minutes, the person, in this case me, they're having fun. They're playing and they want to extend their time. Well, first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that there are no other appointments that are conflicting in this particular bay. We're in bay 3 for this exercise. And you're going to then click on their name. You will see a box pop up. It's got all of their appointment information. You just need to hit simulator booking. And then you're going to click in this box. Now you want to make sure that even though you're just adding time, you can see that 90 minutes is already checked. You're not just adding an hour, for example, into this case. If they want to add an hour into their time, you're going to go to the total time. So in this case, if we're adding an hour, it's going to be 2.5 hours. And you click on it, and then here you have to scroll up and click on save, and then close. And that will update the time for you. Now, you see this is until 4:30. Let's say, for example, because you see that there are leagues that are blocked off for this evening. And by the way, if you ever do need to block off time for whatever reason, you click with the mouse. You cannot do this with your fingers. You click and hold down and block off that time. This should only be done if approved by a manager, or if you need to close a specific bay for whatever reason. But again, if you're going to close off and block off time for a bay, make sure that you let somebody know that you're doing that and why. All right, let's get back into our appointment here. So let's just say that there was an appointment coming in at 4:30. Let's just say that this appointment over here was actually scheduled here, and the person could not use their bay any longer after 4:30. Well, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just put an appointment on the books for you so you can kind of see what this looks like. So we're just going to go into, and we're going to just select an hour booking here. And again, you don't have to do this. This is just to show you what would happen in the event of if you needed to book somebody and their bay was no longer available after their allotted time and you were extending them. So we're just going to schedule an appointment in bay number 4. So you can see that it's on there, and that person is scheduled until 4:30. Now, I want to go for an additional 2 hours after my sim time. And again, in this case, let's just assume that there is a block off here, or there is something to where I cannot just extend it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click and do the exact same thing what I did before. Only this time, what I'm going to do, and let's just say I needed to book another half an hour, for example, till 5 o'clock. Now I'm going to change over to Bay 4. Now this can only be done on this computer, and this can only be done in the event that their continuing time is not conflicting with another Bay time. So this is actually, their continuing time is going to start, as you can see, at 4:30. And there's somebody booked until 4:30. When you hit save, what's going to happen is this appointment conflicts with another appointment outside of your business hours, or whatever the case might be. In this instance, it's because somebody's booked. And it allows it to happen on this computer because it's an admin. So you'll see, in this case only, that the person is leaving at 4:30 and this person's shifting bays from 3 to 4 at 5 o'clock. This is a very, very, very rare instance, but just in case it does happen, that is what you would do, and that is what it would look like. Now, let's just say a person wants to cancel their appointment, because if they wanted to take time off, you do exactly what you did to add the time. You just click on the total time that they want from the starting point. But let's just say a person wants to go ahead and cancel. They can't make it in for whatever reason, they're going to cancel. Now, you can send them an email, but if they're calling in, they know they're canceling. The only time I leave the email sent to the client is if they are a no-show. And then in that case, you would click mark as no-show. In this case, the person is calling in. So you hit that button for send email to a client, because we don't need to send a cancellation email. And then you just cancel the appointment. And you'll notice that that appointment is canceled. And we're going to go ahead and cancel this other appointment as well. So again, click on the name, go up to the very top, hit cancel. And let's just say this person was a no-show. You click mark as a no-show and cancel their appointment. And in that instance, it would let them know via email that they missed their appointment. And as you can see, it is no longer on the board anymore. So that is how you use Acuity to schedule time, to move around people from bay to bay, and also to add time or subtract time. Now, if a person is scheduled for Bay 5, like this person is here from 4:30 until 6:30, and let's just say they prefer Bay 4, and in this case, Bay 4 is open. All you need to do in that instance is click on the name and drag it over. And it'll say, are you sure you want to reschedule? What I always do is I click down and I hit yes, reschedule, but don't send confirmation. You don't want to alert the customer that they've been rescheduled, because if they see that out of context, they're not going to know what that means, when all you did was switch them from Bay 5 to Bay 6. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that person back in Bay 5. When they get here, we can find out if that's what they want to use. Chances are it isn't, but we're going to just put them where the system put them in that event. So again, reschedule, but don't send confirmation. And that person has been moved back. Let's go ahead and close that. Sometimes it makes you close, sometimes it doesn't. And you can see they're back to where they were. And the switching times, you could see if anybody was scheduled until 6:30 on Bay 1, 2, or 3 tonight, and they wanted to add more time, then we would have to move them to a different bay based on availability. And that is how you use Acuity.